A Palestinian activist by the name of Mahmoud Khalil is being deported from the USA after quote unquote protesting at Columbia University. Is this the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil, who is being deported from the USA after the Trump administration has revoked his green card because he's protesting at Columbia University, supporting Hamas and things of this nature. Now, many people say this is the wrong way to go about it because, hey, we got freedom of speech in this country. You shouldn't be deported just for saying words, just for going and protesting. I understand that point of view, and if I'm wrong here, y'all please correct me. But as far as I know, freedom of speech just means you can't get locked up for your unpopular opinion. I don't think it means you can't get your green card revoked. Here's a question I have for you guys, and I want you guys to answer honestly. Matter of fact, before I ask the question, let's just pop to an article about this particular individual. Okay, you can see the guy right there. He is detained right now by ICE and pending deportation. That's the individual right there. Now, I read up on it. They said he's Palestinian. I don't know if he's from Gaza, West Bank, if that's his ancestry, if he's from somewhere else like Syria or Egypt. I don't really know. But he is a pro-Palestine activist. He also says that he wants the freedom of the Jewish people as well. Now, back to my question. If someone is applying for a green card and they say, hey, you know what? I'm a Palestinian activist. I support Hamas. I support this. I support that. And when I come to your country, I'm going to be involved in protests, some of which have devolved into chaos and attacks against Jewish students. I'm not saying he's responsible for some of these attacks or for the protests getting out of control. But if someone says that I'm going to be involved with those things, would they have their green card approved? Would any country on God's green earth approve a green card for someone like that? I'm just asking the question. If you guys have a good answer, let me know in the box. But without getting too deep into the weeds, let's get to an actual video, a couple of videos. First, it's going to be a little bit more about this individual, Mahmoud Khalil. Then we're going to get into the White House's response to all of what's going on. And of course, I'll link to this video, the article, and the next video in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Tonight, a Palestinian activist who helped lead the protest at Columbia University is in ICE custody. Mahmoud Khalil's attorney saying in a statement that he was wrongfully arrested by immigration agents, claiming his student visa was revoked, even though Mahmoud is a legal permanent resident and not in the U.S. on a student visa.
Okay, so you're not here on a student visa, but you're here on a green card. So at the end of the day, you're not a citizen. You can be deported still if you're not a citizen. Regardless of whether you got a green card, a visa, you can be deported if you're not a citizen.
Visa.
Trying to clarify this with the university.
Khalil was one of the few protesters who shared his name during the protests last year.
We want a divestment from the Israeli occupation.
In a statement, Columbia University acknowledging reports of ICE around campus. This reported arrest coming on the heels of the Trump administration canceling about $400 million in federal grants to Columbia University.
Let's pause for a second right here. Now, people will call Trump a racist. They might try to call him an anti-Semite. Clearly, he's not, because this grant cancellation is because of what was going on. Columbia, like all of that right there, a lot of straight up anti-Jewish stuff, completely racist, like attacking people because they're Jewish, not letting them go forward. It was really a mess. And if you want to do stuff like that, then all right, well, how about you do that on your own without being funded by the federal government to do so?
Earlier last week, the president writing agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. NBC News has reached out to the State Department, the Department of Homeland Security, and ICE. The State Department says they cannot comment on individual visa cases. Khalil's attorney says they are unaware of his whereabouts right now. Hallie?
Y'all know where he's at? Now, I think y'all know he's in custody. But let's continue here. This is going to be our White House Press Secretary, Caroline Leavitt, talking about the situation.
right for the American public to prevent a government shutdown.
Just the last question here on Mahmoud Khalil. Does the administration believe that it needs to charge a green card holder with a crime to be eligible for deportation?
Well, in fact, Secretary Rubio reserves the right to revoke the visa of Mahmoud Khalil, and I'm glad you brought this up. Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the Secretary of State has the right to revoke a green card or a visa for individuals who serve or are adversarial to the foreign policy and national security interests of the United States of America. And Mahmoud Khalil was an individual who was given the privilege of coming to this country to study at one of our nation's finest universities and colleges. And he took advantage of that opportunity, of that privilege, by siding with terrorists, Hamas terrorists who have killed innocent men, women, and children. This is an individual who organized group protests that not only disrupted college campus classes and harassed Jewish American students and made them feel unsafe on their own college campus, but also distributed pro-Hamas propaganda, flyers with the logo of Hamas. That is what the behavior and activity that this individual engaged in. And I have those flyers on my desk. They were provided to me by the Department of Homeland Security. I thought about bringing them into this briefing room to share with all of you, but I didn't think it was worth the dignity of this room to bring that pro-Hamas propaganda. But that's what this individual distributed on the campus of Columbia University. And this administration is not going to tolerate individuals having the privilege of studying in our country and then siding with pro-terrorist organizations that have killed Americans.
Well, there it is. Again, shout out to, our White House Press Secretary, Caroline Leavitt, breaking that down very well. Okay, so back to my question that I asked toward the beginning of the video. Back to that question. What nation in the world would allow someone like that to come into the country as a legal permanent resident, a guest? Why would you give them access to your country if they're going to do stuff like that? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you might as well just, all the spies, all the fang and whatnot, let them stay. Yeah, let them stay, let them spy, do whatever they want to do. Send sensitive data back to the country of origin. Listen, as I close, I want to say this. National security is more than just trying to ward off nuclear attacks and bioweapons and obvious things that are going to directly attack people physically. It's more than just that. The southern border is a big piece of it because you get a lot of people coming across that could be terrorists, having drugs, guns. That's one piece. But also, when you're allowing people to fly over here, when you're allowing them to get a green card and go to college and learn, okay, what kind of person are you really as part of the vetting process? I don't want someone who's going to be a rabble rouser on college campus. I don't want them to have a green card. And if it's me and I'm a guest in someone's country, I'm going to be on my absolute best behavior. I'm not going to go to China and visit Tiananmen Square and start talking about what happened on the megaphone. If you go to China, if you, for some stroke of luck, get a green card to go to 99% Han Chinese China, if you get a green card to go there and stay there for a while, and you go to Tiananmen Square with a megaphone talking about they killed 2,000, you're going to get sent to the penitentiary immediately. And if you don't get deleted right there, you'll be lucky. Most countries in the world behave like that. Only in America can you come over here on a green card, a privilege granted to you by the government, and then do things that are subversive to the government. It makes no sense to me, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Mahmoud Khalil? Should he be allowed to stay in the country on the green card despite what he was doing at Columbia with the protests, organizing protests, which may or may not have led to Jewish students being attacked, teachers being attacked? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I say get him out of here. We don't have time for this. The cracking on the immigration is not just the southern border, closing that up, closing the drugs and the guns and the human trafficking, the slavery. That's one piece. That's a big piece we've been able to get really a big hold on. But those who are over here legally, but they do things that are harmful to the country, they got to go as well. I don't see anything wrong with that. But whatever your thoughts are, Please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.